with us. You know him quite well, Steve Forbes, of course, of the gigantic Forbes empire, and weighing in on maybe a smaller empire than Republicans thought they'd get, but still kind of back to where we thought we'd be, right?
Yes, and I think you could still get control of the Senate. We have Nevada, and Arizona is so strange in how they count ballots out there.
Incredible. I thought we were going to be up to speed on this.
Modern era and slower than it was in buggy whip days. And so we could still pull it out there. And also in the House, I think we'll have some pickups there. We got one pickup in New Jersey, 2 in New York at least, Florida 4. Right. So it's not the big wave of 50 or 60 seats, but enough to take control. And that's going to be a good thing, at least in tempering the excesses of this administration.
I'm wondering what you make now. No sooner do you get one race concluded, and to your point, it's not quite concluded. We don't have final numbers yet. But we know enough that the media being what the media is, we're already focused, because I throw myself in that camp, on 2024. And now DeSantis, you've seen the cover of the New York Post and elsewhere today, that all eyes on him. Whether Donald Trump, damaged the brand a little bit, and some of his candidates didn't quite get over the finish line, J.D. Vance notwithstanding in Ohio. What do you make of all this?
Well, I think that what it shows is what Florida did is what the Republicans thought would happen nationwide. You had a strong governor who took gutsy stands, especially on COVID when he's pilloried, harshly criticized by Dr. Fauci and others. Turned out he was right. They were wrong. He took on Disney, which you weren't ever supposed to do in Florida, big employer and all that sort of thing, and crisis manager. He's now managing another crisis, another hurricane, but he did one that slammed Western Florida, and so he's demonstrated executive competence, ability to do things on a continuous basis, and he does his homework. When you go visit with him, he's read his brief. He often knew more about COVID than the health officials who came in to criticize him.
I remember how he was laughed at when they said, how can we get these vaccine shots out to everybody? And he had what was thought to be the crazy idea at the time. How about Publix, the grocery store chain? Everyone, you don't give shots at a grocery store. Well, it was quite prescient, and it worked, and obviously other states follow that. But again, now the pressure's on. I always think, Steve, of the money guys in both parties and where they start making their bets. Ken Griffin, of course, the successful investor, has put his money behind DeSantis as a potential 2024 presidential candidate. Donald Trump has already said, essentially, it would be an act of disloyalty for someone to run if I'm planning to run. I'm kind of cutting to the chase. What do you think of that?
Well, he helped DeSantis in 2018, but DeSantis helped him in 2020. Remember, Donald Trump only carried Florida by 3 points. And the governor was very helpful in making sure that state didn't go back to being purple and blue again.
So he doesn't owe Donald Trump.
And I think people are looking to the future. There's no training ground for presidents. We've come from all different kinds of backgrounds. But if you look at his executive experience, crisis management, being able to take the kind of pressure from the national media, not just local media, but national media, and standing up and explaining in a way where he not only keeps his base, but expands the base, Hispanic community and elsewhere. So
look at Miami-Dade County. Has that ever gone Republican? Has a majority of the Latino vote ever gone Republican? That alone is a supernova event, right?
Yes, so that makes him a formidable candidate. And Republicans are looking, as they're 2024, they want to have the strongest candidates possible with the least baggage, strength, because we've seen when a candidate has got flaws or something, it hurts. And I think he knows how to handle hot issues. One of the issues that hurt Republicans this time was the abortion issue. A lot of us thought it had calmed down after the Supreme Court decision, but people realized it's not going to be taken away. Most states are going to be allowing it, but it still rankled a lot of voters in the suburbs and elsewhere.
It did tip some races there. I'm just wondering, how does this shape things up for Republicans right now? You're quite right to say, in the end, this is about what we thought would happen. People maybe were getting ahead of their electoral skis because of this talk of a wave, but it never did feel like 94 to me, but you could certainly understand where people are coming from. They're getting excited, thinking that, look at all these vulnerable races. Maggie Hassan seemed to be in the race of her life. So what do you think?
Well, I think it showed that these sleeper issues were out there that weren't detected. And it also, the Democrats, give them credit, did a couple of things. They got the youth vote out. they bribed them, and they got a lot of them to the polls in terms of a student loan debt forgiveness.
Very surprising in a midterm election year to see this. So it makes you wonder about what the passions will be like 2 years from now. There's no way of knowing, but what do you think?
So it's a wake-up call to Republicans. You may think you have the great issues, but you also have positive issues. Here in New York, I wish Lee Zeldin done more on tax cuts, and it gives something people to get excited about. So the Republicans won. If they'd had this result a month ago, people said, yeah, that's pretty good, not bad under the circumstances, but we got all our hopes up. But I think it's also a sobering call for 2024. Have a positive message, get the right candidates, and it's going to go our way. But you also have to address issues where people have concerns about abortion. Even if you're pro-life, I'm pro-life. Acknowledge that most people want the thing available. It's going to be available. You have to persuade people to go the other way, but you have to persuade, not ignore it or talk down it.
Yeah, I think if their argument had always been, we hear you and we think the states are the way to go on this, but they never really articulated that. They just thought this was noise. You know?
And you saw even in Kentucky.
Yeah, right. Just like Kansas,
Yeah,
essentially.
when a pro-choice way.
Yeah.
You have to make your case, and people respect if you have a different opinion, but acknowledge they have a valid voice in the public square. Then that way may overlook a certain issue they may not like if they like you on other issues. But you got to acknowledge you're speaking with them, not at them.
Steve, belying your young looks,
Oh, you've made my day.
You and me both. But do you ever get a sense that this Wall Street loves gridlock is overdone? In other words, I understand where that's coming from because the less meddling, the better. But there's a lot of stuff that needs addressing. Our debt, what are we going to do about Social Security down the road? I don't care. For guys like me, it still looks like I'll get it. My young staff here, they're burnt. They're not going to get it. But you know what I mean? Like, do you think that this is the time to be talking about liking gridlock when, depending on the issue, it might be actually counter?
Well, you want a counter to bad stuff, and this administration's been ceaseless in pushing bad stuff all across the board, regulatory. And one of the things Republicans should do is pass in January a bill opening up federal lands to oil and gas development, and let Biden either try to kill it in the Senate with a filibuster.
He would kill it.
And,
it would go nowhere.
Or veto it. Can you imagine going to the voters in the middle of winter and saying, we could get oil here instead of begging the Venezuelans or Putin or the Saudis? I think
he'll just frame it saying they already have plenty of opportunities to get oil, and they're not doing it.
But I think if the
SOBs.
Republicans come up with those kind of positive measures, people will say, okay, so set it up for 2024. They blocked it, we're for it. We want tax cuts, they're against it. We want to have more oil production here at home so you don't have to pay as much. People, I think, will respond if they think you're working in a positive way. And one other thing that's very sensitive to bring up is President Biden himself. And on that issue, that Republicans have to leave that to the Democrats to deal with if they think there's a real issue here. Don't talk about impeachment or any of that kind of stuff. Let the Democrats say.
Even Kevin McCarthy said, whoa.
Yeah, so let the Democrats deal with that. But it's going to come up in the next few months, I'm afraid.
Well, especially if Republicans go younger or want to go younger in a DeSantis or something like that, the pressure would be on the Democrats. All right, what are you going to do? Right?
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, Steve, great seeing you again, my friend.
Good to see you.
Forbes.
Thank you.